Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another outstanding client interview. Today, we're talking to one of our accelerator students who landed an incredible full-time offer at Google. And in this video, he breaks down exactly how the accelerator helped him do just that. How he went all in from day one, grinded hundreds of LeetCode problems using our strategy, tightened up his resume with small but meaningful recruiter tweaks, and stacked mock interview reps until interviews became a piece of cake. He also shares how he got momentum with tons of mock interviews, a bunch of OAs, and referrals with a mix of cold applications. All right, let's jump in and hear from. First of all, I want to say congrats, Google. Massive win. That's one of the best companies out there. So how's it feel to get that amazing offer?
Feels good. I don't have the offer yet. I still got to get team match first. But generally, like I have the ASAP start date, so like it should happen, but it's not guaranteed yet. We'll see what happens.
For sure. Yeah, that sounds great. Do you have a timeline on like when do you think it would be coming in, the actual contract and stuff?
I really have no idea. I think it's like it varies a lot depending on the candidate, right? Depends on a lot of factors, right? Like location, all this other stuff. So I have no idea. I've heard it could be 2 weeks, it could be 2 months. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, cool. Sounds good. Well, hopefully it comes in sooner rather than later. The point of this call is just to kind of like take a step back, only usually about 5-10 minutes, just kind of talk about why you decided to join the program, where you were, how you felt the resources were, and then the offer you got at the end of the day.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool. So Fake, we'll kind of go all the way to the beginning. When did you join the accelerator, and then what kind of encouraged you to reach out?
I think I joined at the end of October. The biggest thing for me was just I started recruiting. Like I didn't start in August. Like I started like pretty much when I joined the accelerator. And I was like, all right, so I want to just absolutely maximize my chances of getting an offer. I felt that it was a decent shot that I would get an offer, but I wasn't necessarily sure that I would get the kind of offer that I want. I had met it on my resume. Like I met over the summer. So like I'll probably get something, but yeah, like once again, I just wanted to make sure I wanted to get like a meta-tier offer if possible, right? So that was kind of the biggest thing.
Nice. So you said you been applying for roles before you reached out, or did you really just start going from day one of the program?
I think so. Google released its application on September 30th, and I was just like on a whim, I just kind of applied, right? So like I already applied before the accelerator started, but with the exception of Google, I started like actually recruiting pretty much when I joined the accelerator, maybe like a week before.
Okay, got it, makes sense. And I guess why, or number one, how did you even find the program? Like, did you come through YouTube or was it a referral? Like, how did you find us? And then second question is, why didn't you just do it on your own, right? Like, why not just kind of spam 6 months, see what happens? Why did you want to work with a program or coaches to help you get that offer?
On the second part, I think I wanted, like I mentioned before, I wanted to maximize my chances. I think I had some understanding of the game already, but there's always things that you can improve on. And I think ROI wise, like if I get an offer that's, 120 versus 150, like $5,000, ultimately it's like, it's worth it. Right. Even if there's like some small incremental improvement in my kind of like package to a recruiter. Right. I've watched your content kind of on and off for a while. I think when you initially created the program, like I applied then. So this was I've known about the program for a while.
Oh, nice. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I guess about joining the program, did you have any hesitations about actually committing and investing in yourself, or were you kind of just all in from day one?
I was all in day one. I was like I want to get an offer that I want badly, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to get there. So I was already I'm at 400 LeetCode questions now. I mean, all kinds of resume rewrites. Like I'm all in, and I think it's just the way to go. So
nice, cool, that makes sense. Yeah. Let's talk about the actual program. So obviously, the accelerator covers a bunch of different topics. We do resume, LinkedIn referrals, behavioral, technical LeetCode. So we'll start with the getting the interview portion. How did you feel like the resume and LinkedIn help was?
I think that resume was already pretty great coming in. I think like Yvonne specifically, she provided like some small tweaks that I think were meaningful. Like I think removing like locations was worthwhile. I think there's some other like wording improvements on my resume. So I think it was good before, but I think it's better now for sure. And I think in terms of LinkedIn, I didn't make too many changes to my LinkedIn. I think I have a lot of buddies who are like way more cracked than I am, and they have like pretty minimal LinkedIns, and I've kind of followed suit in that. So like in terms of LinkedIn, I don't think that much really changed.
Okay, got it. And did you end up getting any referrals over the past few months?
I did, yeah, I did. Especially kind of earlier in like October, November, December, I got a decent number of referrals, probably 15 to 20 referrals or so. So yeah, and I think that did help. I think more of my processes came from just like cold apply, honestly, though. Like Google, Stripe, there's a few others, like IBM, I think. I'm blessed enough to have a strong enough resume to pass those.
That makes a lot of sense, especially like you mentioned, Meta was on there, so that's really going to help get those interviews. Speaking of interviews, what interviews did you end up getting over the past 4 or 5 months, and OAs as well?
In terms of OAs, TikTok, Visa, Stripe, IBM, Google, a company called Sigma Computing, maybe a few others that I can't recall off the top of my head. But yeah, that's kind of the core. Intuit, yeah.
Okay, cool. And then what, I guess, OAs, interviews, did you end up going through the process? So obviously you got the Google offer, so you went through that. Any other companies that you really went through their interview process for?
Yeah, so I just took my final round for IBM last week on Wednesday. And so hopefully I should hear back from them soon. And then I got rejected after an Intuit recruiter call for no apparent reason. I thought it went well. I don't know what happened there, but those were like, yeah, those are the only 3 like actual like interviews that I ended up getting from all of those OAs. So
cool. Yeah, I mean, all of those are name brand companies. So yeah, hopefully the IBM stuff works out soon. Let's talk about the mock interviews in the program. So did you end up using our mock interviews, and how did you feel like the help was there?
Yeah, I think that was probably the most valuable part of the experience for me. I forgot there was like a limit, so I kind of just kept signing up for them. I might have done like 15, maybe 20 or something. I don't know.
15, 20? Holy shit.
maybe. Yeah, something like that. So, but yeah, I think that was kind of the biggest thing, you know, like getting nervous during an interview, like you kind of regress to some degree. So if you're just like, just knock those out, in your like prep phase, like that was incredibly valuable for me. So obviously having like Makan, for example, like he was able to kind of enlighten me on the specifics for Google, like what they're looking for, like how they're graded, that kind of stuff. That was really really helpful. You know, we had like Nikhil and Henry, like they were like really like hard questions that really helped me prepare. So but overall, like everyone was super helpful.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds great. Let's talk about the offer you got. So you got Google. I guess what was the Google? How did you feel like the Google interviews went? And just to confirm, was this internship or full-time offer you ended up getting?
This is full-time. Yeah. So
okay, got it.
Yeah, so there's the OA, right? OA was like the easiest OA I've ever taken. I was honestly surprised. Like it was like 2 like LeetCode easies, so that was cool. And then for the round 1, that was 1 behavioral, 1 technical. So behavioral went really well. The recruiter was like, or not the recruiter, like, but the interviewer was like, hey, like these are great answers to your questions. So that was probably a strong hire. And then for the technical, so like I solved it optimally, but the code wasn't the cleanest. I ended up joining like 8 minutes late, but the interviewer also joined 8 minutes late, so it worked out fine. And I was kind of out of it, but finished like right at the end of time with a reasonable answer, so I passed. And then round 2, there was 2 technicals. The first technical was not LeetCode style. It was like the question was literally like given like an input CSV, like parse it and put it into an is structure, like very open ended. And so just like talking with them, coming with a reasonable solution. I finished also at time. And then the last question, I killed it. It was like 25 minutes, like including follow-ups for optimal solutions. So that was pretty good.
Sounds like everything passed with flying colors. What's next for you, man? Like you got this Google offer. Like we'll wait obviously for the actual contract to come in, but it sounds like it's you got the offer, like just waiting to sign it. What's next for you? Like when would you be starting, and what's next for you in your career?
I'm trying to start immediately. The moment I can start, I will start. So if it's like middle of March, for example, if it's beginning of April, whatever that is, like there's that. And then in terms of like, I guess career, like, I don't know, just climb the ranks. I mean, ideally I want to start my own something at some point. So luckily I think Google generally has like pretty good work-life balance. So I'll probably be grinding something outside of work. So yeah.
Nice. Awesome, man. I guess final question here is, if you were to talking to someone about 6 months ago, very similar part of the process as you, had like some decent internships, but wants to get to the next level, is on the fence about, do I work with a program to get like actual, targeted help to maximize my odds, or do I go about it kind of alone? What would you say to that kind of person?
I guess it's just like how much do they care about like investing, right, in themselves? Like I think for me, like I was lucky enough to have some money saved up so I could afford it. I guess it kind of depends on their financials. It kind of depends on like what kind of process are they already getting, like how much do they already understand the game, like that kind of stuff, right? Generally speaking, I think it's good to invest in yourself. So from that perspective, I would say like if you can afford it, then go ahead. But yeah, I guess that's kind of my feedback on that.
Nice, man. I mean, just want to say congrats one more time. I feel like you really just killed it. Like you seem like a very like straightforward kind of guy. It's like, look, I know the facts. I just went and did it and got the results. So I think it's really awesome. Keep me updated about your Google I guess, outcome, like when you end up getting the contract, et cetera. I'm just really curious about compensation structure, start date, just for even of our internal records of like success
Sure.
stories and wins. That would be awesome. But I guess other than that, man, like you're still in the program, like you're in the school, like you've got at least 7-8 months left there. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can always DM me. But yeah, best of luck, man. Really appreciate the time.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk to you later then. Have a good one. See ya.
All right. Take care, man. Bye bye.